being taped up and you're naked in a dark room and your hands cuffed. It was, you know, you don't know who comes in and who goes out. And I was really thinking that the person I came to see was a friend, and it wasn't. It was just a lie. And just being 2 weeks, no food, no nothing, and you just smell like semen. And after that 2 weeks, it was the anger of life, that you don't like life at all.
Ndi matshelo na vhudzi vho ṱanganedza khampeka ya mushumo washu wa shift dzina langa ndi pfika mupombe ndi tshi pfufhedza uri vha khou ḓo itakana nga maanḓa show yashu na musi it's a beautiful Tuesday re buile a bedi la tsa gore le ke le nalo le le gore nalo wena re relation ka le tse le gore re hlakana le tsona tjatje ge le hlaba le ge le phirima re dula fatshe moki relation ka tsona ra fana maele gore ge taba ele so re rarola jwang
tse botlhoko tse monate ka moka ga tsore go tsene re fetsa go thoma ka yena o bone the girl o Griselda Khulotbo mo ile gore o ye wa ngena ke ngelishwa wa ba ku human trafficking and ke siyazi babaninzi baliqela amantombazana angena kulonto but ke sofumanisa history sakhe later on xa siqhubeka ngisho otherwise kongoku bethina nenkosi kakhulu ehleli nathi apha ku shift ngolwesibini omhle ndikhumbuze into bana namhlanje ngo 5 o'clock enongoza pheleje ihall centenary yabona pha eNew Brighton kukho ke memorial service ka Qhawe usaba Mpixane wayesanoba kumsasazi pha kumhlobo wenene so 5 o'clock today pha eNew Brighton otherwise icho into masiqalisho namhlanje ithini into wonderful thini into yakho
ningakhotha bafuna uku-interact nathi ngenza kanjalo ngokusifonela ku-083 9933720 okanye ku-Facebook naku-Twitter @shift on SABC1 ningakhotha ukuthi SABC Education ga mmogo le MSC Business College bafana ka di-bazar go ba be leng gore ba banya kotsana into dikgwebo ba nyako tsena into business but re tlo le botsa later on gore wena o ka wina jwang le gore lebitso la go ka le checka ko kae
yeah all right o ka ngoku what's on your mind?
All right, what's on your mind? Let's talk about gore nna le wena re dula fatshe ra boleshana ka dilo tse leng gore o tlhakane le tsona maybe frugu today takes you see
or lunch o tloijang today
lunch tloijang makwenya mara tsa gore na re go dieting so re dilo tsewe Phumla mo Facebook or I want to say happy birthday to my friend Mzwandile, wish you many more years to come. Khoni khulofela or education is important but most people young people are not taking it serious and it has no age limits. People must be educated in order to live independently, which is very important. Like we just school.
Yeah. All right, dukhubise ke mntase kwaba nawe ka uzifone like 083 ka uzifumana ke app ne SMS ikhona ne email zethu shift@sabc.co.za. Otherwise ngoku khona email ebuya kusibusiso Mabulala Changaza are in the budget speech that Minister of Finance Mr. Nhlanhla pronounced the increasing of alcohol and petrol. This means one must be extremely careful with budgeting and can't even travel far to see Uma Perez. I told her she will take a taxi from now on and we drink water, no alcohol.
Nahana fail.
LOL.
So I never start pila life doing a repeal thing because of
cost of living is too high.
Awa mara ke re sense re budget na lena.
As long as le budget le shabel tlaba shab.
All right.
Understand?
All right, I go part 2. Part 2.
Oh, hello.
Le guy.
Kiteng. Oh, okay. Now what's on my mind today? And first, I wanted to find out about the funding because I passed grade 12 last year and I wanted to study aviation. So I was told that the funding are very difficult because per course includes about something 80,000.
Yeah.
And I tried to go to the private school because mostly it's offered in private institution, but the prices they were too high, so we had like I cannot afford it because in some schools they want 50% to 50% of 550,000.
So you go to funding. Okay, the first thing since we refer to go obviously they will let you know these are the tuition fees, which is why ba khona lo botsa 50% when that's once patala ka buena. But obviously banally list of whoever gets to fund the students ba mo sekolo sewe. So when I'm wela go bona o khopele list ya whoever else ba khona fund ko bona, and if they can ba khona fa le lengwalo la hore you've been accepted to study aviation and this is how long it's going to take, this is how much it's going to be, and then go khona lo go bankeng o get a student loan if ever upala go kera NFSAS or upala go kera any other bursary of sorts. Bank can forward you call a student loan which you then pay back half it's over school.
but
think
obviously student loan se bereka so ke re tshwantse at least o be le batho ba ileng gore motho tee or ba babedi ba ileng gore ba bereka ko wena o ba guaranteed
it's a
gore
security.
Security or after vele o tlo gona gore o kgone patala the loan e leng gore ba o adimile yone but the bank le yona ratsa gore di a thusa gagolo
but it's a valid question and actually I'm excited for Faturi lo ilo tsena konthong go ulo study aviation not the corporateness the usual I don't know ba reng go social media ke go potso ka re phone le wena wherever you are whatever it is mntase ka ufuna uthetha ngayo ka kwazo phone la 0839133720 usixole ba ucinga ndoni na wena ithina into yakho indoni wonderful life yakho all right Phumlangwane I want to wish a happy birthday to my friend Mzwandile I wish him many more years to come God bless you Phumla umzale ichomi yakho kanye ichomi yakho ungaphendula ndazi and it's bearing our hey guys can people stop abusing Somali this is of course a very big word was just to stop please Aish
ego ba go so tshejong se ba diang so akere obviously ne ba tsamaile se ba buile so ko Soweto mo kudulang so ke ne stalinyana se snacks so ba ye ko ma Somalia ba ile kolotisa like wa fitha fela o kolotise lebese and obviously le bona ba kolotisa because ba tshaba hore batho ba re ka se ba kolotise batlo which is very wrong
so ba ba kolotisa ba se ba patale mo
ene ke batho ba golo ke batho ba golo style salona
and bona tabare ke batho ba golo le nkgopotsa because the one of the saddest things kana go ba lutane some of these people bana le bana and ba lutha le bana ba bona
ba rumela bona bana ba uthi hamba ngeke bazibokwenza next mina ngizokumela khona la
aish and then Stembiso Masundwini go Twitter are what's on my mind is the highest rate of unemployment youth especially matriculants all right Tembeli Temadudu are Amazulu did good work on Saturday afternoon good luck to Amakosi tomorrow against AX Cape Town that's obviously in the PSL front Premier Soccer League and Leirwa 2 I just want to wish my dad a very great birthday together with my aunt I love them lerato nka bo re buditse maina bona re bolle mabina bona ko TV but anyway I'm sure bona ba itseba that's at Lerato Mama Rotos
all right are ko Pitor re bolela le Mabushadi
hello le guys
re teng le guys
re teng no le Mabushadi mo se shangube now was on my mind I was thinking why is it so difficult in South Africa like say for instance you go through an accident and then like you're a woman to an extent where you lose your image say for instance it is very difficult maybe if I'm for plastic surgery or maybe something just at least to gain a better image because obviously all the time you lose your confidence you lose a lot
okay two things Mabushadi Amatomo if uluzise face unfortunately ka situation ejala insurance obviously first of all tsantsube le insurance ya how it will cover for your accident and then there's something ribitsa ref road accident fund bo lo re wena khona go ref apply for funding but we hear through a lawyer somebody tlo khona o assess your case gore case how e worth ro ka kera bokae and then after o create that fund or fee ba khona patalana if you got lucky to get it and then maybe we can use some of it for plastic surgery but actually it's a very valid question today's show we're talking about people that they went through difficult situations and to this day they are still standing. So please, uskabashuta moninting dilamo ulebele topic today because you're going to get some of the answers. Zaha Mabushadi. Ne?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, mra papa Georgia Pele reblalaka I am still standing. Shoot.
More often than not, rebale matata bele ka batho but se long re wena o se go dira o be different ke gore na matata o wa ga o dila le bona jwang o motho o mo jwang o strong fitla ka ngore go gona o tswela pele bophelong o tswela pele bophelong o gatele pele o ska tlogela matata ga o bushitse morago today we're talking about that gore after you go through whatever ordeal the different sizes you are still standing re go tseba rena ba ilong gore ba sa standa ke eng se se dirileng gore ba no tswela pele ka ratsa re mathata a lekane ba bangwe ke ra motho mongwe le nala le robegile ka mo the next thing o stress for beka moka ba bang o lose the family member ba bang o phele ba ge ba change ka mogomongwe but at the end of the day ka moka bona ba re no we still standing how do they do it re le batho ba tlo botsa story tsa bona ebile re na le clinical psychology za go thusha wena mo leng gona mohlomongwe o na le mathata ebile you probably thinking the worst right now please uska shift tlo gona go thusha
Alright, le salbanga le kana la dira jwalo la re phone la go 0839133720 o kanya go Facebook na go Twitter @shift_on_SABC1 ele go rolena me bona le story so nya ka go re botsa sona mara le gore o gone o fitla mo leng go gona regardless of whatever that happened in your life wa go thoma ra motse ba ke Ishmael wa opela re morata kudu ka mada Ishmael
ka mata
umuhle kanjani bathungu
Dumelang, siyabonga,
Alright.
siyabonga. Ngikrene
Ngicela
ngathi.
ukuhlelela.
Okay.
Ufenze?
Granish.
Ngikrene.
Sweet
Sharp,
man.
sharp.
Okay
Let's come.
what's up
Okay, stop buena.
kumnati
Offense.
Okay.
itu
Buena.
shapo itu
Kita yang mana deh?
ke monate le nna alright Thabang Abu Thabang shop
Hey, ke alright.
a dule mo re qoqehe ha monate fela
Alright, before go ka hela ha monate fela like kamo a tshone. Ke ba re shebeleng insight re kgone bona story sa Griselda go re tsaitseng ka life ya hae.
It was a very empty room. And I was like, wow, your room is empty. And she's like, don't worry. You know, as we go through the year, we're going to start buying stuff and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. She walked out the room, and that was the last time I saw her. And then I think first 3 guys walked in, which was Zimbabweans. And then I was confused, and they just said, well, didn't your friend tell you? And I think that's where my heart really reached my throat. And they did everything, and then they were the first, and after they did that, they tied me up. And it went on for at least, I think, 10 to 11 days. There were times, there's this technique that I did of holding my breath and just trying to get myself out of conscious and not breathe. And that would happen. And I would not breathe at all, and I would just close my eyes. And as the choking, and the one guy does what he does, and the other side of your body, and the other guy does what, then my mind would just switch off, and that would be it. After that 2 weeks, just taking a bath was a problem. Because I remember I was in whatever shower, which was a public shower that was in Park Station. And smelling like semen went on for months, because that's what I was soaked in for 2 weeks.
bonneteng ke gore ra tseba gore ga re gola re le batho re ba le mathata a go fapafapana epia se botlhokwa ke gore wena how do you overcome those challenges yeah
Or if you can, because ona le ba
Sometimes bona le ba bothata.
yeah, ba gona le batho ba le bothata ke ra ba re motho o committed suicide
Suicide.
because o paletse go dila le mathata ga.
or o boledišana le batho
Or go listen
fumana
le batho,
thuso,
yeah. I understand. So ona le batho ba le bona they've been through different ordeals and ba tlo go botsa nna ke eng se se le mo phelong ba bona. Ishi,
Echa.
sicele ngawe.
Okay, mina vele like okay, so abantu abaningi bayazi ukuthi okay, mina inkinga zami bekwama drugs.
Yeah.
Into ezikanjalo yabona like almost career yami ike yathikaziseka kancane. Icishe yathikaziseka ngenxa yawo ama drugs yabona.
mara siqale so wena Ishmael ne so that like everybody can understand because yazi ukuthi yes bayibhalile emaphepheni but it's
Sure.
not aseyazi iqiniso
Yeah.
asikhuluma ukuthi ungene kanjani ku industry
Yeah.
and nale challenge lokukhuluma ngayo ukuthi vele a lot of people know ukuthi bothatha ama drugs
Sure.
yeah
Well, mina the way ngibhekisisa ngakhona lento iqala vele from dala like iqala from I would say utshwala yangithola partying. You know everything has step 1, step 2, step 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yangithola into enjalo. Like uthola ukuthi uzoqala lightly, uqala kamnandi. Okay, no. And then kancane so introduce kuma drugs yabona.
Yeah.
Dan lento leza ngizingeni. But next time like oh yazini awuthi ngizame. You know, and after that yathola manje hayi vele sekuyinto yakhona every time every weekend every
Yeah.
yangithola into enjalo ugcine sozithengela wena uyi1 manje ama drugs become sekumngani wakho
so
Kanti
obviously
iyakubulala
mawuqala
le
yeah
nto. Uyangithola.
mawuqala boyenza nabangani
yeah it was like man come on you know I'm not the addictive type into
Yeah.
ezikanjalo.
Oh, okay.
Uyabona into enjalo ngoba uzitshela ukuthi hayi when you're strong you can overcome into ezikanjalo hayi you know but awazi ukuthi kancane ulokhu ungena
Yeah.
uyangena at that time uyangena mara it's all disguised nje ngokumnandi kumnandi angisho you know what I'm saying and then you kind of you see the people oyenza nabo lento no abantu abakhulu moslava so now ukhulu ngaleso sikhathi yangithola until obviously it escalates to a darker place where you find ukuthi no man you know, I'm even doing this lama drugs new one sengiyahamba ngiyozithengela manje engidala bengingathengi
Yeah.
sengiyahamba ngiyozithenga, you know, they become i-priority manje sekuyi-priority usuthi noma uyaspana but su-calculate ukuthi okay awusa-calculate awusa-budget i-grocery so budgeta zona amadrug ngiyangithola into enjalo so and then you end up sekuyinkinga manje.
And you hit rock bottom. We wanna come back to sikhulume ngakuthi what was the worst moment for you. Obviously Tata Wena, I know you've been on the show before even. Some people batswa stories how about baba sa tsebeng ha re ba botse what happened.
So like I checked in early 11 months old and then my right hand had to be amputated as well as my 4 fingers on my left hand. My face is scarred as well as the right side of my body.
Which is working.
Nakichiseki a candle nakirobetse and then the candle fell. Modimo gampeto my mom, I know that this question is going to come up, so I'm just going to say it. My mom was in the lounge lebo malomi and then when they smelled something burning and then they ran to the bedroom bantola gecha. By the time my mom picked me up from the bed, my hand was already falling.
And then wabogola, and obviously how gola from 11 months you how understand the way it's how to take away. So ukadile ning who understand that in fact ke different ho bana ba bang kapa mama how you sorry this is what happened to you and that's when you realize yes everybody will not discuss and all but the difference is you wearing your scars physically. Everybody sees that every day.
I started realizing kina level 9-10 and that was only because my fellow learners bako skolong they would tease me bampita mabito yeah wana chicken lekeni KFC Nando's you bright chicken and etc. And then I started realizing that hey you are burnt and that started affecting me to a point where I tried committing suicide 3 times. My first suicide attempt was in grade 5, so I was plus minus 10, 11 there. And then my second one I was 15, and then my last one I was in grade 11.
So obviously no tseba situation e leng gore o ko yona and there was a point mo ne leng gore no batlo ipola because of bana ko skolong ba setse ba o bitsa ka mabitso. Did you try to at least speak le mama because obviously ke eno ka reng no tlose ko ena by that time?
My mom took me to boarding school at the age of 5. So I was close to myself in a way because I was not close to my family. And then even though like my mom and libo sister and etc. I really felt like my siblings are so beautiful and my mom is so beautiful. So I literally felt like, you know what, my situation because I'm the one that is being stared at. I'm the one that wherever you walk, people are staring at you. So they will not know what I'm talking about.
Offensive. We're not just in 1 year. Actually, last year.
2012.
2012, yeah. What members? 8.
7
members.
Only one survived at that time. Yeah.
What happened?
Ne ba tloga mo antingwa ka mo Soweto ba wela Rustenburg. Ne akere ka setso ne ba tlo tlhobola thapo bana ba antiaka. So family basically atla ba tlo ira the ritual eo. Then it like 30 minutes away from home.
Se batla gore ba boela.
Ba boela.
Okay.
30 minutes away from home. Then car accident. Ba mo venturing 7 it tlhokafaletse on the spot. My cousin a survivor. A rushed to hospital. But ka 2012 the whole year we lost like 11 family members.
11 members in 1 year.
In 1 year. But Rustenburg came to a standstill. Ka beke eo because of iragetse ele a Saturday going on a Sunday. So basically beke eo a tlhaloganya gore Rustenburg ya no ke plekinyana enyane. Wherever you go ke shoko ya drop. So no where you can hide yourself not to hear about this. It's church, in the taxis, malls.
The headline news wherever you turn.
And again, you don't walk no one of the victims still on family di tlhokafetse. Wherever you go, people are talking about it. I think into it made me want to shut away from the world.
Yeah.
Because of how actually this is actually happening. But well, and I'm dealing with it.
After Becky or Rustenbeck, Ilian stand still, and to your point, everybody working everywhere in Molly. You don't shut away from back. What was going on in your mind that made you think, wait again? Fancy shut away from it because nobody who avoided the pain or nobody who was that your way of dealing with it?
I think because of it was still painful because of Batuba in less than 3 hours and who lose mama and after we got the plans delivered for 2012 it was very hard and to be reminded hey
yeah. Tabang, ratsa gore obviously a re le batho re di challenges tse different mo ileng gore re fitlhela mo ileng gore iputsa o ratsa keng a ke sa batla o tshila ke eng ntwetsang gore motho ha na le mathata le ha a buile le batho a mo email in a way that a iputsa o ratsa keng once ke ipolai
ke lo ga butša gago kore mo bophelong go ne le bohloko bo bongwe ka mogo be ba bantši ba re go ne le bohloko bo bongwe a bona pilisi ge go le bjalo gantši o kgotša motho a re ka mogo ke kwa mohloko ke bona ka re go betere gore ke polae ka gore ge ke polaile nka se kwa bohloko bo nako nngwe ge ntse re lebetse swantšho se be se raloka mola ge motho a le bohlokong kgwetša le monagano o ka re wa tima gore motho a ke protecte motho batho ge ba tsena mo di-accident o tla go ba bolela bjalo a ke sa gopola gore go tlhagileng gore monagano o na le lo tse re tla reng ke di-defense wa ke protector se sengwe ke ge batho ba nyaka go ke pola e fela go ne le ditsela tse dingwe tšeo batho ba ka kgonang go dila ka mathata ka tšone
mara phapano e dira keng why some ba nyaka go ipolaya why some ba se nyaka go ipolaya
ntho e swantse re gopole ke gore batho ga re swane re a fapana mo re go tšeng re ne le ke tla re di-family ke tla re le dilo tse ba reng ke di-temperament le ka mokgwa re lebelelang lefase ba bangwe batho kore ge motho a ka re a le mathateng ka ge buti Ishmael Moki o le mathateng o kgona go šomiša bohloko ba gago e be molaetša o ka ngwala filimo o ka ngwala koša o ka opela ka one ba bangwe ba bona o ka re go feleletše gana moo ga gonne ke bolelang le ena and gana moo ke bothateng e fela se se thušang ke ge batho ba bolela ka bothata ge batho ba bolela ke gona ba bang le thušo
alright a re ge go thembisa re bolele le Rulane
Hello, guys.
Ke teng kae o se?
Ke teng. O bolela le Rulane. I would love to say big up to everyone who ratle ko showing. And I'd like to say I'm one of the people who are still standing today. I'm 21 years old and I got raped 4 times in my life. I was doing matric at 2012 and then my mother was terminally ill. Mozambique and I was left alone without food, without anything to eat, without even toiletry. But I was able to pass my matric bachelor, and I would love to say, just because we've been through a tough situation, it does not mean it's the end of the world. And your pain can be an inspiration to someone out there. And I've decided, 2013, to start an organization where I go around different schools and I speak about what I've gone through as a person. And even today, it does not mean but then I've found courage to just inspire someone who does not have the mind to survive. Because even when I told myself, I'm not going to trade my body for or clothes or anything else. And for the first time, I had to go to Mozambique. But I went there because he was terminally ill. And it was so painful because you're going to a place where you don't even know what to go. Fortunately enough, I went there and 2 days later, I'm adding hospital. But what was worse is that she told me I have to go back home. I don't even know where is home. I don't even know where the taxi rank is. But I prayed to God, may He be the one to lead me. And what's worse about that was the fact that taxi ya teng e welang morao ne ile one and ke sa tsebe gore ke tla ikry guy. But fortunately enough, I grew, and it was very tough. It was very tough. But at the age of 18, going through something like that, I still had hope for everything will be okay. And then I came back to South Africa 2 weeks later, and I'm still alone with family who are not there for me.
Yeah.
But then I'm surviving, and through God's grace, I'm saying for everyone who's going through a very tough time in their life, it's not the end of the world. They can still survive. Up to this day, I don't work, I'm not at school, but I still have hope for all will work out.
Yeah. Also, Thanks.
All
right, mrapa pa tswela pele re bolela ka di challenges tse leng gore re le batho re face na le tsona se shoot.
If you're trafficked, that's what I learned on that particular time. There has to be another new girl. And I was kicked out of the house because there was another new girl. And I had to find my own way. And I went straight to Park Station. I had to find a guy, truck driver, to give me my first prostitution money. Had sex with him so I can buy clothes and dress myself up. And then he went to the streets, and whatever prostitution I did on Johannesburg streets was always for money and drugs. There was nothing of money to get out because there was too much anger going on. Your day doesn't look like night, your night doesn't look like day, because you just have reflections on what's happened with you. So with my friend, it's somebody that I knew, but it wasn't somebody that I know that could traffic me. Because the way she put it, it was a girl, she was a student, and she was at UJ and all of that, and I didn't know that she had other plans of making money for me, because obviously when it turned out, it's like the money she made off me was for her to continue to study. I'm at the incredible place now. I'm at a beautiful NGO working at Embrace Dignity, and they just like, whatever you want to do with your life, we're here to help you. And I've met incredible people that believe that I am a different person instead of the people that I met.
And again, the difference is because they're still standing. So today we situation is unfortunate. Live 039133720 or SMS 3720. We're going to go emailing shift@sabc.co.za, and then we're going to go social media Twitter, Facebook, shift on SABC1. The website in shifttv.co.za. Griselda Bob, one of the victims of human trafficking, and somebody on Facebook that is becoming a phenomenon all over the world. No my way to land the death of my 3-month-old baby boy on the 7th of May 2010, and people said that I killed my baby. But I said to myself, I did not kill my baby. He was ill for 3 days, and I was holding him while he was taking his last breath. I forgave those who bad-mouthed me, and now I have a beautiful baby boy, and he's turning 2 on the 24th of March, and I love him so much, and I'm happy. And then when I lost both my parents, I thought I was going to live the life I want, but I'm still standing. Just examples, in fact, tuso.
Yeah. Tuso ko Rusty?
Yeah, Hannah.
Kita ngkaya buti?
Kitin. My girl. Kitin nama.
Kwala volume TV re tota hantene.
Okay. Then I kile ka ba le bothata in 2 years past. Bothata ba ka ke hore ne ke na le medu wa go so bo etsa la hore in pregnant and 2 after that as na tola ngwana. Ke ha sa ana le 2 weeks an tlogela ka ngwana and 2 abatsama even le no a ritse lo go go kae ena ke a go ga bone ha ba nitse le bona tsatsi fela anyamela fela ba.
So since anyametse
I kitse ene no ke na le ngwana o nang le 11 months and 2 itsentse ke le mo stressing so go botlhokala mama ka fa ke tlhole ke sa itse no re nna gore ke tla bua le mang ka yo.
So ke na kwa ka etsa maile as a timetse
Ke kgwedi ya bo 11.
kgwedi ya bo 11
So mara wena thuso o dila jwang le bothata bo ileng gore faceang le bona no?
Gore man na ke na le stress ha go bona just because mara ke ile ka tsamaya ka bua le batho ba family so ke bona ba gonne mo nthusa re ne re tla o thusa ka gore re go dise ngwana o cause wa bereka ntho go nna nteng o phela ne ke phela ke misa go crash ntho ke tsantse ke patala madi a mangata just because ke ngwana monyane go bona ena ka pa on cost ta ke mo tsantse ke mo rakele dijo
yeah
All right, Abuthuso. Tabang go situation ya thuso leng gore you know very well gore tsa keng motho o sa le teng around. But now how tsebe gore okay yes o tsamaile ile thola thuso ile o buisana le batho but obviously it's said gore wa tseba gore motho o tsamaile ngwana wa gae. Ka situation e so o dila jwang le yona?
Ka ge ke boletse ka pele ka mokgo le nna boletseng gore gantši malapa a kgona go thuša ka motho a le bothateng go ka ditleliniking o kgotsa go na le di-psychologist go na le di-social worker ba ka kgona go thuša le go fa maele gore o dila bjang ka situation eo ntho e ke tlhokometseng o bile a re yena o bile a bolela le family ba kgona go mo thuša bjang so nna nka eletša batho gore go ke kgwetšo le bothateng bo o ska dula o ite itswa bolela le ba ka gae bolela le family o ye le mo dipetlele le ditleliniking go ne batho ba ka kgonang go thuša ba go fa maele a go tšea ga botse
o fentse ke itse gore ga nkitla o lebala ne you can just hope every day it gets better. How do you deal with it though? O tsoga go seng o itse gore I had the plans ka 2012 le mama ba re tlogela and then family members le bona tse di tlogela life ga go change e fetogile
when the life ga is fetogile mara ke dumela gore ke na le auta go motona o rileng ga ke thomolla ke back away then aba pizza go van ase tsela go dila ka yone ntwe then lerato la gage a nna abuti mo rona because of re bashimane re litre ke mo gare then go tla nna go letela go moshimane then ka khona gore le nna yano a ke itharabogele ke tswe mo ke tlogela go ikutlwela botlhoko I'm a dancer and dance ke yone to khonong go dira gore ke khona go dila le botlhoko baka because of ne ke le go Rustenburg but Rustenburg we don't have so much facilities then ka wela mo Gauteng that's when dancer but ne ke ntse ke freelancer and go le thata go le freelance dancer or a performing artist go thata go kopanya and o khona go kra a living e leng gore e decent ona ntho e leng gore ena le go ntshwara botlhoko ka jeko it's when that message ya bank it loka gore hey you've been paid because of I don't have mama o leng gore o santse ka ba enjoy the fruits of gore ke raised this boy and yeah ke ne ena le go disturb but otherwise because family like unity arona me and my brothers and our lovely
but emotionally how do you cope because you canna kira lerato la family o canna kira SMS ya tsa go bankeng e reng go go wena mama ga sentse le teng o kgona tswela pele ka bo wena emotionally what helps you to go on every day what keeps you standing
emotionally ke na le gape a background e leng gore e rooted mo modimo ke tsena Anglican church and moruti ya ka moruti masilela ke no o long and rutweza tata because of you know how tell muntu into ire gaila o ra modimo ra why is it happening to me
why me
but morimaro why not you because of why itse gore aka se go tsamisi mo tseleng eleng gore you never overcome it but I think hona no because of modimo ke ene eleng gore ke motshegetsi wa ka
yeah so Ishmael when asazi ukuthi industry lesikuyo it's very heavy manje nasahlala bhala ngawe ama challenges so wow khama kanjani usathuthukila le babhale ngale
yeah no mina into yami is like ngiyengathi okay yazi kumele ngizithande kangcono bengizithanda mara ngingazithandi kangcono so ngathi okay awuthi ngizithande kangcono because if you love yourself you know what's good for you yangithola njalo and then I started like when I reflect on life and I meet you know this is not how I want to go up, you know? And the time ke le rusty, the things that I was seeing, I wasn't seeing that. So that's not the destination. O tshwere tshwantse ke qhubege gape. Ke etsagale the way ke batla go etsagale ka teng. You know, I'm better than that than to ke be motho one of those artists who fediswa ke drugs.
So does this mean, can we confirm ukuthi manje Ishmael sekahlini?
Shame, I'm back.
All right, ne?
Yeah, no.
Yabona vele uyakhanya.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Isikhathi sokudlala siphelile.
In control, man. Itu, go Twitter what trend. Everybody babua hori. Even somebody like Zulu are. Now that's why I don't like to complain, because there are people who went through hectic things, and I'm still. It's sad. I still made it. Are #emotional. Somebody who are level, somebody says stories how. Ne, they keep wondering hori. Seriously? Even though Zamili suicide high 3 and yet survive. Omotuna today, Uhudile today. Ne? How do you deal with it every single day? How saying like spilling? Still one of those guys are permanent. What happens in your mind every day?
In 2007, after I matriculated, for one good reason, I don't know how it happened, but I went to church. And then the pastor was preaching about purpose. And he said, every single person has a certain purpose to fulfill. And from that moment on, I was like, you know what, let me give this purpose thing a try. And then I started seeking what my purpose was. And that is when then I started learning, my purpose is for me to bring hope and healing more batu. So most of the time, I do that more than media. And that is what helps me wake up each and every morning to say that, you know what, I'm here to help someone else. I don't need to say one word. As soon as someone just looks at me, they already see that hope. They can already feel that healing because they see how I smile. They see how I carry myself.
But obviously, the situation ya gago ba teng batho ba tshwanang le wena, and obviously me bona ba shy. O thusa jwang batho ba tshwanang le wena? O reng ko bona? Because I understand gore o chakela dikolo o busana le bana.
Yes, I'm a Dove SA brand ambassador, and I go around the country. And they're like, what we do, ke gore re ya ko dikolong. And I talk to these young people. There's absolutely no excuse for no person to not fulfill their purpose. No matter what you've been through, appreciate and love yourself just the way you are. In the contrary, I have actually started appreciating my scars. And I appreciate how I look like now because I don't think that I would have been the woman that I am. Yeah. So whereas Kale, Naketava for people, now I actually want people to look. I want people to ask what happened. I want it because so many people have scars. My scars do komuntle. So ask me. Yeah.
Sure, that's very strong. All right, some like the ordeals, and actually there was also a gentleman who Cape Town, Dave Duplessis. He was shot actually, and he was left for dead in the jungle. And he's on the line with us. Davey, how's it, Dave? Dave, can you hear me? Okay, I think there's something wrong with the line. But then, how do you get to that point though? Because, for instance, go in situation that you do, we look okay, and then for that time, I would call it divine appointment. Pastor not preach like that, and that got to her. Someone else will look at that kind of support immediate, and they're thinking suicide or something worse. How do you have that shift in mindset, instant shift in mindset?
Instant shift, right instant. Nkare ke ka mo o bila fitla o boletse lentsho a re reflection, I reflected ka nagana gape. A bolela gore nna ka khwetsa modimo, a bolela gore I found my purpose. Mang le mang ona le story, gore story sa gago gantši go kwele botlhoko bjale. It's like you have to walk through that pain. And ge o ntse o tsamaya through that pain, chachi ka chachi kore go ba bonolo chachi ka chachi kore o ka se pretend go wadra o ka re this thing didn't happen o ka se deny the minute you acknowledge gore ke kwele botlhoko, that's when you start healing. Because o thoma go bolela, o thoma go kwishisha ntho o ileng go yona wa e fa le meaning.
But nna ke go kwishisha something Thabang ne. Obviously as everybody o leng gore o open in the way that aka gona go bolela le motho leng gore close le might be a friend, family member. Ke heala jwang nna ge? Whether ka di activity or ntho leng gore ke rata go dira, how do I heal? E le gore ke motho leng gore a khona go bolela le batho.
Nka e bia ka mo batho ba bantsi ba bonang kwa di clinicing ba nang le mathata. Bothata shebo ga ba bolele.
Yes.
Gantsi o ka gona go itchanela music, art, dance, o ka gona go dira lo tse dintsi. Mara go ne le nako e swantse o dule and come to yourself gore nna ke nna mang, what happened to me. Go thoma go kwisha what happened ke gona o tlo gonang go tswela pele. E fela e tlo ba le ba di lo phelang o le tswere bophelo ka o tlo phela swantse o die dilo because o nyaka go lebala. The minute o bolelang ke gona o tlo thomang.
So ska docha mathata wa find something else to replace it. Okay. Lady and gents, thank you for coming. We could never have enough time to encourage someone else, but I hope get somebody out there who cancel a note as suicide. Because we never know. We never know. Okay, ne re botšiše potšišo wena before Thomas show gore na wena go lebeletše go na re batho mathata a leng gona a batho we were talking about surviving the ordeals and being able to stand. Are you still standing now? And about 98% ya batho ba re yes rona we can be able to do that, and then only 2% ba re but I'm hoping or at least o ka gonna get some sort of an idea of how you can start to deal ka mathata ga because o boletše tabang gore it's not instant. It's not going to happen like this or this is what I know. It's going to take time. It's going to be gradual, but the main thing ke gore bolela se ke wa homola. MSc Business College, Bafari di Bazar Kito, and then I got Ishmael and not perform the latest thing like that. Yeah, edible.
SABC Education, in association with MSc Business College, is offering 150 bursaries in the field of IT, business admin, and HR. This is your chance to study at one of South Africa's most established colleges with 20 campuses nationwide, offering quality accredited education. Voted South Africa's #1 private FET college. Visit study.msccollege.co.za to enter, or visit your closest MSc Business College campus.
Shifter on the move. Siyaziba sithatha siphatha abantu abatsha especially abathi jonga sikhona into esiyenzayo senza umehluko emphakathini kanye ebomini so that sibe nekava elingcono singabantu. Siphethe omnye omhle apha namhlanje from YWF Young Women's Forum. Usisi omhle uSindi.
Hello njani?
Ngiyaphila kunjani?
Ngiyaphila.
Yeah, siyajabula ukuthi ufikile namhlanje. YWF Young Women's Forum. Kwenzakala lapha.
So i-Young Women's Forum inhlangano yabantu abasha, more in particular abantu besifazane, so between the ages of 18 and 13. And into esiyenzayo is isihlanganisa abantu abakhaliphile abafuna ukuthi bazenze ngcono in their careers and they want to make an impact and a change in their communities. Okay. So we do this through AMA forums, AMA wellness days, as well as AMA workshop. So it's just to get abantu abayang together to inspire each other and to ensure that they empower each other so that they can be the future leaders of this country.
Yeah. Wow. I-organization iqale nini?
Iqale ngo-2012. So iqalwe imina nomngani wami igama lakho Kangwe Monokwane.
Kangwe.
Yes, Kangwe. So iqale out of a frustration from both of us. We're young, but we want to do well. But where do we go? You know, there are not enough platforms last soti, you know, as young people so hlangana and, you know, advance ourselves. So
obviously nani ni sase young and ni sebenza nabo sisi abayang. Ama challenges singabo simame siyazi ukuthi maningi and sometimes uthola ukuthi maybe
akhulume kahle ama challenges ama cat fights.
Nithi udila kanjani ngala challenges esiwafacea because obviously are different in a way that maybe nina as young as you are ukwazi ukuthi ungakwazi ukubanceda.
Definitely. I think that speaks to what we're trying to achieve. And as umuntu o young, ku challenging, you know, bo hlangana nabanye abantu abesifazane, abanye abantu abadala kunawe. So it's important to have a vision for yourself. And that's what we're trying to do, is to incubate the dreams and the visions of the young women out there. Ukuthi yini kahle kahle wena ufuna ukuyenza, yini ufuna ukuyifunda, impilo yakho uyibona ukuthi ukuphi in 10 years time. So that's what we do. We're just trying to revive the vision and to ensure that you're on track. Ukuthi ufike la ufuna ukuba khona, and our role models to ensure ukuthi we have that link between them to bridge that gap. Khona sokhumbula ukuthi yila siya khona.
Yeah.
Manje ama shifters wethu angena kanjani to be part of YWF, or mhlambe how do you source these young people abanama frustrations afana nakhanga ukuthi this is how we overcome these things?
Yeah, so basically, in network yetu yakhula as time goes by. So as we have AMA forums, friends, and as we have our wellness days, abantu by word of mouth will tell each other, which, you know, and, you know, that's how people come together. But we have a lot of, you know, people that we get in touch with through social media. So we have a website as well where people can get more information about our events as well on www.ywf.co.za.
Okay.
Yeah.
So through the website, also tell all the information.
All the information.
Because word of mouth is very important, but this is word of a very big mouth.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
So website to pay.
Your website, we also have an Instagram page, and you can also contact us via email.
Okay.
So I'm Cindy at ywf.co.za, and Ukangwe is her name at ywf.co.za.
Oh, nice.
In closing nje ungathini ku abosisi abasha abafuna ukuphumelela
Like you normally say, because I understand you
Yes.
brought some pictures on it.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
What do you say when we see that? What do you say, Masulap?
Also, when we're together, I think it's just a time for us to inspire and encourage one another. So it's just, you know, sharing our challenges.
Labo we put Kempla.
You know, this was a hike. We had a hike, so that's part of our wellness days. So we just share my challenges over now in your professional career, what you're trying to achieve. And, you know, similar to the guest you had earlier on, it's just sharing stories and inspiring one another to be better. That's basically the ethos of what we do.
In a fun way.
In a fun way, you know. So we have these fun activities. We also have, you know, the serious forums, you know, La Slangana Kona as well. But we try to make it relevant to abantu abasha as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because I'm imagining forums, you're probably sitting down and then yakhuluma nje kuphela.
Yes, yeah.
It's fun, yeah.
Definitely.
High five, ngiyabonga.
All right, ukubonga mina sisi. No, uze.
Uyobeka i-talk nje.
Definitely. Singakujabulela lokho.
All right.
And then Mina.
I know, so born in time.
All right, Cindy, all the best.
Thank you
Thank you so much for coming through. And may you grow with strength and strength. The YWF Young Women's Forum. Yakwazi ngena ku website yabo ke ywf.co.za. Yakwazi ngena ku Instagram yafumana ke wafumana ne email yakhe ethi cindy@ywf.co.za. Otherwise kwangoku uzasivalela ku Ishmael with the brand new single ethi Enjabulo. Sharp.
Make it jump off. Jump off. Make it jump off. Jump off. Jump. Make it jump off.
We okay, to the fun.
Jump off.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Make it jump off.
Sizeli injabulo,
Jump off.
injabulo.
Jump.
Silethwe lawo mnandi. We okay, to the fun. Nothing more, nothing less. Sizeli injabulo, injabulo. Silethwe lawo mnandi. We okay, to the fun. Nothing more, nothing less. Sizeli injabulo, injabulo. Silethwe lawo mnandi.
Eyo gibela phezu kwendlu batshele balele siyabavusa siyawa siyabanyusa sicwela ukusa ngoba sihamba ntathakusa on that bada bing radibusa headed to the club man girls in the Cooper Bansolas lima puchwa spitting all these lines in between need a booster fire up Sambuca toast towards the future this is for my people why you hating
Give me some of that white dough. Give me some of that house music. And a bit of my taco. I wanna hear that loud music. That make a neighbor wanna po me top music. Volume turn up. Crank that thing up. Give me something I can feel in my heart. Some of that soul for my soul. A nigga be the reggae dancer. Nigga me love all the girl them twerk. To the good no lighter. No shadow of doubt in my heart, I know we okay.